Here are my 6 people. My name is Melanie Most, and this is my individual presentation. Have you ever had a conflict or difficult situation at work? Conflict in the workplace can result in sleepless nights, headaches, stomach pain, and more. Today I'm going to discuss types of workplace conflict, myths about conflict, and strategies for managing conflict, and how to create a workplace environment that fosters healthy conflict. First, we're going to discuss the types of conflict in the workplace. According to the University of Colorado Boulder, there are 6 main reasons for conflict in the workplace, although they indicate that this list is not complete. The first one they indicate is poor communication, and even though this seems obvious, people do not understand that different communication styles can lead to misunderstandings between employees or between employee and manager. Lack of communication drives conflict underground. The next 2 are different values and different interests. Any workplace is made up of individuals who see the world differently, and conflict occurs when there is a lack of acceptance between people's values and interests. Conflict also occurs when individual workers fight for their personal goals, ignoring the organizational goals as a whole. The next is scarce resources. Too often, employees feel that they have to fight for available resources in order to do their job. In a resource-scarce environment, this causes conflict. The next is personality clashes. Again, this may seem obvious, but people tend to not put the emphasis on this that it needs. All work environments are made up of different personalities. Unless colleagues understand and accept each other and others' approach to the work and problem solving, conflict will occur. And the last is poor performance of a coworker. When one or more individuals within a work unit are not performing or not working up to the potential, and this is not addressed, conflict will occur. Now we're going to discuss myths about workplace conflict and a few strategies for dealing with conflict in the workplace. According to Joseph DeVito, author of Interpersonal Messages, Communication and Relationship Skills, and at the University of Pittsburgh, the following are a few basic myths about conflict. The first myth is that conflict is best avoided. In fact, this is the worst thing that you can do and makes the situation worse. The next myth is that harmony is normal. In fact, if you have a harmonious workplace, this means that productivity is low. Anger is the primary emotion of conflict. And in fact, this is actually opposite. There are many emotions of conflict. The next are that conflict means relationship trouble and that conflict damages relationships. And in fact, it is true that conflict actually maintains and builds relationships. And the last is that there has to be a winner and a loser. And we will discuss how to create a win-win situation later in the speech. According to Forbes journalist Mike Myatt, there are several strategies for conflict management, and the following are his top 5. The first is that you must define acceptable behavior within your workplace. Just having this definition of what constitutes acceptable behavior is a positive step for avoiding conflict, and creating a framework for decision-making, encouraging sound business practices, collaboration, team building, leadership development, and talent management will help avoid conflicts. Having clearly defined job descriptions as well, so people know what's expected of them, and a well-articulated chain of command will allow for effective communication, and this will help avoid conflicts and lower the conflicts that do occur. The next is to hit conflicts head-on. While you can't always prevent conflicts, it has been the experience and the secret to conflict resolution that is in fact conflict prevention, that it is in fact best to address the conflict right away by actually seeking out areas of potential conflict as well and proactively intervening in a just and decisive fashion. You will likely prevent certain conflicts from ever even arising. The third is understanding the WIIFM factor, or what's in it for me. Understanding that every professional has the WIIFM factor for themselves is critical. The way to avoid this conflict is to help those around you actually achieve their goals. This is called team building. If you approach the conflict from a perspective of helping the others around you achieve their goals, they will want to help you achieve your goals in return. The fourth is the importance factor. Pick your battles and avoid conflicts that don't make sense. Don't just fight to fight. However, if the issue is important enough to create a conflict, then it is surely important enough to resolve. The last is to view a conflict as an opportunity. Hidden within virtually every conflict is the potential for tremendous teaching or learning opportunity. Where there is disagreement, there is an inherent potential for growth and development. Now we're going to discuss how to create a workplace environment that fosters a healthy conflict. The first is to understand that conflicts do have value. They bring to light problems that need to be solved and addresses them before they become an issue. They clarify a person's and an organization's values. They help you understand who a person is and what they value, and helping you understand and strengthen your relationships with your coworkers. They resolve tension, release emotions, and stimulate interest. If you don't have conflict, often your workplace is boring, and then, like I said before, productivity is low. The next thing to creating a workplace that fosters healthy conflict is creating a win-win problem-solving environment. The win-win strategy involves collaboration and negotiation. It is based on interests rather than positions, and it can lead to agreements that satisfy all parties. Use these principles to reach a win-win solution. First, view participants as problem solvers. Second, separate the people from the problem. They are your friends and coworkers, and the problem is the issue, not them. Be soft on the people and hard on the problem. Focus on interests, not on positions and the bottom line. Help participants create multiple options for mutual gain, and use objective criteria and not subjective criteria. Reason and be open to reason. Yield to principles and not pressure. According to Guy Harris, author of From Bud to Boss, there are sins of conflict management, and the following are a few he discussed. First, avoidance is the worst thing you can do, like I said previously. Also, he indicated that gunny sacking, or putting things that people do wrong against you into a bag for later ammunition against them, is wrong. The next is that evaluating or continuing to talk about past events that have already been solved is another way to inhibit your conflict management. The next is trying to fix emotions. Emotions are there for a reason, and you should try to fix the problem, not their emotion. The next is face attacking, which is similar to gunny sacking and trying to make another person look bad or worse than you. The next is refusing to apologize or forgive. Even if you think you are completely correct, you should still apologize and forgive the other person. The last is verbal aggressiveness. You should never be verbally aggressive, and if you see that you are being verbally aggressive, you need to take a break from the situation. As you can see, there are many aspects of workplace conflict. Workplace conflict is a complex subject, and we have only scratched the surface of its realm. Conflict is everywhere, and it is inevitable. The sooner employees understand this concept, the more productive the work environment will be. First, it's important to recognize the type of workplace conflicts you are engaged in. This will help you modify your conflict management strategy to fit the situation. It's important to understand what conflict is and recognize that there are many myths of conflict management. Lastly, a workplace environment that fosters a healthy conflict will only increase the efficiency of the organization, often promoting a win-win situation environment and avoiding certain strategies that are often used will help the organization become more efficient and have a healthy conflict management environment. Effectively managing conflict in your workplace environment will increase productivity and workplace attitude. Thank you for your time. Everybody smile. All right, thank you.